Hello, guys, and welcome in our new webinar for this new trading week. Today is Monday, the 20th of May. My name is Mohammed Daoud, and I'm the Chief Markets Analyst at PU Prime. I can see everyone is very excited, so we can start. So let's start talking about the markets for this week. What are the most important economic events that we have on our agenda? And of course, what do we expect when it comes to the technical analysis? We have some exciting moves on gold that we might see during this week because, yeah, we are just kicking in the first Asian session of the week and we are already trading at a new all-time highs on gold price. So let's start by having uh, a quick look on the economic agenda. And please, guys, if you can hear me and if the voice and audio and everything is fine, please just confirm in the comment section below. I can see, yeah, everything is working fine. Okay, so for now, I'll just be minimizing the chat box. If you have any questions, leave it there. And by the end of the session, I will get back to your questions and I'll make sure that everything is answered. So it's a very good afternoon here. And yeah, today is Monday, the 20th of May. We are having an off day from the Canadian markets. And overall, we don't have pretty much anything to look for during today. Yeah, we do have some comments from the members of the FOMIC, as we explained previously. It's something that we always look for. We have tons of comments today from Bostic, from Broadbent, and also from Bar, Waller, and Master. However, this week, I do believe that markets will not be paying much attention to the comments from the FOMIC. Why is that? Because we will be having the meeting minutes, and we'll explain this in a couple of minutes. So, uh, nothing today so far. We will just be watching the markets, and we'll just be having a look on the liquidity. What will the sessions do? From the economic side, we don't have, or we have nothing to look for. Starting tomorrow, things will get a little bit more exciting. We are expected to hear a speech tomorrow from the ECB president, Christine Lagarde, and this is expected to drive some volatility in the markets. We're having some debates at the moment whether the ECB will cut interest rates before the Federal Reserve or not. So we might see some volatility if she says anything important or anything of value tomorrow. However, we will be keeping an eye on it. The Eurogroup meetings will continue tomorrow. We have the CPI from the Canadian markets. Something, yeah, let's see, or let's say that we will be looking at not that much important. Again, a speech from Waller, a speech from Williams, Bostic, Barr, and Bailey from the Bank of England. So, yeah, again, tomorrow we have nothing of high importance. Let's say I would give them a 3 out of 10 on a scale of importance. So again, Tuesday would be a boring day when it comes to the economic agenda. On Wednesday, many speeches this week from FOMIC members. Again, Mester and Bostic. We have, yeah, monetary policy statement by the Bank of New Zealand. So yeah, let's say that this will be interesting a little bit, although markets expect that no rate hike, no rate cut, nothing. They will just fix interest rates at the same 5.50%. However, they might say something interesting that would affect the New Zealand dollar. We have the CPI from the pound or on the pound, and this so far seems to be the most exciting economic news that we will be having, and it would be on Wednesday of this week. We will be having the CPI and as well as the PPI, so Consumer Price Index and Producer Price Index from the British economy. It is expected to slow down a little bit on a yearly basis for April from 3.2 to 2.1%. European Central Bank non-monetary policy meeting, not that important. Crude oil inventories, it's the same. Yeah, we have the existing home sales. As we explained before, the indicators from the real estate, from the housing sector is really important in the US economy. So this week we'll be having the existing home sales. Existing homes means that homes that were already built, people live in already. So they want to track how many people are selling their homes, how many People aren't buying homes or houses that has already been built. It's not new homes. They are already existing homes. So this is something that we need to watch during this week. We also have the crude oil inventories to be announced this week, which is a weekly indicator anyway. And the most important thing that we will be looking for this week should be the FOMC meeting minutes. Okay, we have explained previously what is the FOMC meeting. The FOMC meeting is when the Federal Open Market Committee meets every 6 weeks. So it's 8 times per year to decide on the monetary policy, whether to raise interest rates or to cut interest rates, whatever they would like to do with the monetary policy. So this meeting happens every 6 weeks, okay? Following this meeting, okay, we had the previous meeting, they kept the interest rates unchanged, and they started talking about that maybe we would raise cut interest rates or not. What happened during this meeting? It's written down in what's called as the meeting minutes. Okay, so they are discussing the US economy, they are discussing their thoughts, and they have many members in the FOMC board. So after the meeting concludes, they publish the meeting minutes at a later date, which is exactly around 3 weeks after the FOMC meeting. So reading those minutes, it's not something new. They just publish what has been discussed during the previous meeting. So it is sometimes quite interesting to have a deeper look on the discussions they had, what thoughts they were thinking about, what decisions and why those decisions were reached after those discussions, and how this thinking and this thought process could have changed during the meeting and how it could change later based on thoughts that they had during this meeting. So it's somehow important, to dive into those details. Someone might ask, aren't those or couldn't those meeting minutes be doctored, like changed? Of course, yes. Of course not. I don't know. I will not be saying such information, but yeah, it's not that I could trust it 100%, but yeah, it definitely wouldn't hurt to read those meeting minutes because sometimes they do affect the market. So far, Monday and Tuesday of this week is quite boring when it comes to the economic events. On Wednesday, we have the CPI from the British pound, and we have the FOMC meeting minutes from the Federal Reserve, as well as the existing home sales. Those are the top three news for me so far. And if we would like to rank them, number one comes the FOMC meeting minutes. Number two comes the existing home sales from the US economy, followed by number three, which comes the CPI from the British economy. That's for this week so far till Wednesday. When it comes to Thursday, do we have anything important? The initial jobless claims, which is the weekly number anyway, and PMI. Okay, the PMI is quite important. So it's the Purchasing Managers Index, and it will be announced on Thursday when it comes to the US economy. We have the composite, we have the manufacturing PMI, as well as the services PMI. We have explained the PMI previously. It's the Purchasing Managers Index. They basically conduct like a survey with the purchasing managers in companies, in industries, in factories, and everywhere around the US to ask about the risk appetite. If you're a purchasing manager in a factory that manufactures some sort of a good or service, are you optimistic about the market at the moment? If you manufacture something right now, would you be able to sell it or not? According to this, they can somehow measure the level of activity in the US economy overall. And when it comes to the PMI, they measure it on three sectors. So we have the manufacturing PMI, which is, of course, the most important. We have the composite, and we have also the services sector. If you're a company that provides services, okay, you need to provide the service to your clients or your customers. Will you be able to do this right now? So the purchasing managers as a position is quite important because you are the one responsible, to provide your company or your factory with the raw materials, with the services that you need to be able to provide this end material to your clients and your customers. Okay, and we have also the new home sales. So on Wednesday, we already explained the existing home sales, and that's quite the opposite. Instead of buying and selling already existing homes, we will be looking at the indicator for new homes, new built homes. Will they be, will we have demand for them or not? Definitely an important also measure to look at when it comes to the housing sector. And we conclude the week on Friday, the 24th of May. We have the retail sales from the British pound, something that we also would look for, and we have the durable goods orders. Core retail sales, nothing else. So yeah, let's say that the most important days during this week are Wednesday and Thursday. Friday, we have a couple of things just, let's say, of medium importance. But as far as Monday and Tuesday goes, there is nothing that we should look for. Okay, so that's for the economic agenda. I think I've already prepared my charts. Let's have a look on the technical analysis and what do we expect during this week on the dollar index. Guys, if you have questions or if you have a specific pair that you would like me to look at, please write it in the comment section below, and I'll make sure that by the end we will discuss all of your questions. On the weekly time frame, what do we see on the dollar index? So the previous week was a bearish one, where we lost around 0.78% of the value on the dollar index. Okay, so we have a question on the pound yen and gold. We'll definitely, okay, discuss both. We already discussed gold, and I'll have a look on the pound yen for you. So on the dollar index, we have a bearish week. We had a bearish week, the previous one, but currently we're just trading around support. It's a previous support on the weekly time frame. So it was a resistance. We broke above, tested as support, came back to test. So although the weekly time frame is bearish, we might look for some rebound here for a bullish bias on the shorter time frame. That's all what we have on the weekly. Yes, on the daily time frame, we can see that Thursday was already this rebound that we were looking for. Friday was absolutely nothing, just a doji or a long-legged doji candlestick here. How about our price channel? Did we reach there yet? Yes. Do you remember, guys, this price channel here? We have already reached the lower limit of the dollar index price channel here. So as long as we are concerned, on the weekly time frame, we have a weekly support. On the daily, we started to see some rebound from here with tiny bullish price action. And also we have this lower limit of the price channel. So far, I cannot say that I'm basically bullish on the dollar index. We reached our target, guys. Remember when we said that this clean price action here, or this clean candle, is something that we should target? We, I think, reached the target. We were just shy reaching the target of like 2 points, 3 points, something like that. So it's a clean move, retracement, clean move, retracement. And that's the 4-hour time frame. Okay, so basically I have no bias on the dollar index to start off the week. Why is that? Why is that? Because we have recent support. We have the lower limit of the dollar index price channel. We moved higher to create, is it a resistance or is it the first leg of a reversal? Okay, how do you know if this is a retracement and will continue lower, or if this is the beginning of a reversal on the dollar index. Simply, we don't know. However, what we will be doing is we will be setting up our scenarios. So the most recent support and the most important one for me is the 104.10, let's say. 104.10 is the support that I'm looking at the dollar index right now. And the resistance should be 104.75 roughly. Now just wait for price to play out. A break above resistance will definitely mean that we will be heading higher to retest the middle line of the price channel, which roughly comes with the previous price action of a resistance. A move lower below support, which is 104.10, will definitely mean moving way lower to at least 103.25. So we are in a level right now on the dollar index that we call a make or break. This support, which is a weekly support, we have rejected already tiny rejection on the daily time frame, and that was exactly on Thursday, this candle, okay? If this support proves to be strong enough to push price higher, we will see an extended move to 105.67 roughly. However, if it didn't, price will break below to 103.25. This depends on two things. First of all, the comments from the FOMIC members during this week and the FOMIC meeting minutes that we are looking to or looking for on Wednesday. So that's my scenarios on the dollar index. Be prepared to go long if we break above the 104.75. Be prepared to go short if we break below the 104.10. As for now, on the 1 hour time frame, we are absolutely doing nothing. Okay, on the 1 hour time frame, this is the correction, right? This downward move followed by this sideways range tells me we are about to head lower to retest the 104.10. So currently we are 104.50 roughly. I expect that during the day, not during the week, during the day, we might target the points, the level of 104.10 points. And whether we break the support or not, this will be, as we discussed, for a longer analysis on the 4 hour and the daily time frame. So yes, you can trade within those ranges of resistance and support. So here we have created support, we have created resistance, we broke the structure on the 30 minutes time frame. That's the 30 minutes time frame, right? Let me just zoom in this. So that was a high, low, high, or higher high, and a higher low, again higher high. This is where we broke the structure, and this is the point of reversal on the 30 minutes time frame. It's a very small time frame, I know, but if we are talking about very short time analysis, we broke the structure, so we are expecting to see a lower high and then lower low. So this is a correction. It's clearly a rectangle form correction here. After we break below the last low, we will be looking for a short. So once we break 104.40, I'll be looking to short the US dollar back to 104.10. Enough on the dollar index. I think we have discussed the short time frame and the long time frame analysis for this week. I'll not be looking at the euro right now. I'll not be looking at the pound right now because I don't want my bias on the dollar to affect me with the other currencies. However, let's break this dollar index analysis real quick with a look on the pound yen. You guys have requested the pound versus the GPY. and then we will be back to the euro and the pound versus the dollar. What's going on the weekly time frame? Okay, first of all, we're discussing a JPY pair. With all respect to everyone who wants to short the pound or the any currency against the JPY, it's an upward trend since a very, very long time. Okay. So I personally prefer if we have an entry to buy pound yen, it would be better. If we see an entry to sell, I would be really hesitant to take this sell. On the weekly time frame, we have already reached resistance because this week, which was the end of April, that was the week we saw another intervention by the Bank of Japan. That was the move lower around 650 points. So we had this intervention by Bank of Japan. We are heading higher to the same levels roughly of intervention. We basically broke above on Friday and we closed higher. I really think we will be filling this wick. Do you see this wick, this rejection that we had here? We already closed this candle on the daily time frame, which was on Friday 17th. We closed bullish. We even closed above the candle of resistance here. We closed above the body, okay, not the wick. In this case, in this scenario, when this happens, you have a long wick and some sort of candle closes above the body of this candle. Most probably, price will be heading higher or lower to fill this wick because this range, we traded in this range, right? Maybe it would be, yeah, we traded in this range, but prices didn't really take its time trading there because it was an intervention, by the Bank of Japan. So some orders might not have been filled back then. And that's why prices often do come back and fill those prices. I'm not saying it's a gap. It's not a gap. You might see that there is price uh, candles here, but prices didn't take its time to fill those prices, okay? On the 30 minutes time frame even. Yeah, because the intervention took part in a 30 minutes time frame, even maybe lower, 15. Let's see. Yeah, it was on the 15 minutes time frame. So you are talking about a decline in price of 430 points in a matter of 3 candles. That's 45 minutes. Prices will most probably go back and take their time trading around those prices one more time. So my bias so far on the pound versus the Japanese yen is that we are heading higher. On the 4-hour time frame, we closed above resistance. What is price doing at the moment? Price is retesting, which is a brilliant, very good thing to see because when you break a major resistance, I would always like to see um, a retest. So we had a previous resistance, 197.35 and also 197 points. We broke above both resistances. We are heading back to retest. What it seems to me is that already prices are rejecting those resistance levels because they are now acting as support. That's the 4-hour time frame. On the 1-hour time frame, not so favorable. It seems that we are losing momentum here. Maybe this is a false breakout. Maybe we'll trade lower. My bias on the pound versus the JPY for this week is to wait for this retest to conclude because the momentum on the 1-hour time frame is not good. Let me see what's happening on the 4-hour momentum. Again, not so good. Okay. Why do I feel that this move might be a false breakout? Okay, guys, I didn't change my bias that we will be filling this wick. I didn't change my bias that we will be retargeting the levels of 200, but does it or will it happen now or not? Maybe not. Maybe this is just an upward move. Maybe this is a false breakout to come back again and then head higher. So this means that for this week, we'll not be heading higher because the previous one was quite a good upward move. It all depends on the level of, okay, let's define the resistance exactly here. It's 197.05 exactly. Okay, watch the daily candle on 197.05. In order for me to confirm that the break above and the retest is successful, I would like to see the daily candles touching 197.05 and then either closing above or below. So this is, let's say, the playbook that you will be following with during this week. First of all, the daily candle didn't yet touch the 197.05. After touching this level, if the daily candle closed above this level, this means that the retest is successful. Most probably, we're talking about probabilities here. Then we will be targeting the 200 levels, okay? If not, if we end this day, the daily candle on a bearish candle here, below the 197.05, just forget about targeting the 200 levels during this week. Maybe it will be postponed or delayed. Eventually, we will get there. Eventually, the pound versus the Japanese yen will target again the levels of 200. If Bank of Japan didn't intervene once more, I don't think this will happen soon. I hope that my explanation of the pound Japanese is clear. What's happening on the dollar Japanese? Oh, it's a sideways. It's doing nothing. It is doing nothing. We have support. That was the previous resistance. We are trading in a sideways range. Not even a good sideways range to trade in. It's just a mess. So we are having lower highs. We are having higher lows. That's when price is just all around the chart. It can do anything. Okay, yeah, you might say it's a symmetrical triangle. It is a symmetrical triangle if you're someone who trades the classical chart patterns. However, it's not easy to trade a symmetrical triangle inside, okay, because, okay, it's rejecting the limits of the triangle. So it will edge a little bit higher. But can you really short from here or will it break to the upwards? So personally, for me, I would like to see or to wait for the symmetrical triangle to end before initiating a position on this chart. On the weekly, let's get back to the euro versus the Japanese, the euro versus the dollar. We broke above resistance, closed the daily candle, which is great. Where is the next resistance? It's around 40 something. It's around 80 something points. 60, 65 maybe. Did we retest? We didn't retest. Yeah, we retested this on the daily, but I think we need to, yeah. So we broke above resistance. We retested. It's heading higher. That's on the daily. So again, if this daily candle closed bullish, we are bullish on the euro. Do you know, guys, what that means? Okay, so the euro during the day is expected to continue bullish. This supports my view on the dollar that during the day, remember what we said on the 1 hour time frame, we might head lower to retest this. So we are talking about maybe 40 pips lower on the dollar index. And I'm looking at maybe a little bit more, 60 pips higher on the euro. That's for now. That's for now. So that's the short-term analysis on the euro versus the dollar. The pound seems to me quite like the same. This was a resistance we broke above. The next one would be quite some distance ahead. It's 150 points. The daily time frame, we also broke above. It's not like a retest yet. Maybe we could. That was resistance, a little fake breakout lower. Yeah, that's the resistance here. It's 1.2670. So that was resistance rejected once, rejected twice. The third was a fake breakout. Huge selling came in. So that's the resistance. Came back again, closed above or higher than this level, retested, ended a bullish candle. Remember, guys, when I told you that the pound is sometimes a little bit ahead of the euro, the pound already closed one bullish candle above the the resistance, which is now support. Okay, so the pound also seems to me like it's bullish. However, we have this resistance here, and then we have the target here. This will be a clear resistance on the 4-hour time frame. Now, that's what I'm talking about. This one. Okay, so we might have a brilliant trade on the pound dollar. Why is that? Because the dollar, the pound dollar, uh, we broke above resistance, retested, closed bullish. We are just in a minor resistance here, which is a fake out on the daily time frame. If we close above 1.27, not 08, let's 1.27, we are definitely heading higher to 27.85. Let's say. Why? Because on the daily time frame, this is what I'm talking about. This level was, it was a rejection anyway, but there are some resistance, sellers here. If we just push a little higher and close above this, the daily candle, let's see, or let's have a look here on this clean price action. It's clean, no any resistances. So it's a path of least resistance of 80 points. I would be personally trading this. Let's set an alert here. Crossing less than, no, so it is crossing 1.2705, let's say. But I'll not be entering this trade unless the daily candle closes above. However, I would like to have this alert just not to forget about it. Possible long on GU, which is the pound dollar rate. And we will be checking this, how it plays out during the week. Okay, now to gold. Absolutely exciting move here. What's happening on the weekly? Nothing. We had resistance, came below. We created support. That was a really good entry to buy gold here from the levels of 2,300. We had support. We broke higher. No previous resistance. No previous price action. We are trading at all-time highs. So in this case, what we do is I refer to Fibonacci expansion, not Fibonacci retracement, but the Fibonacci expansion. Those are my targets, not targets, because to be honest, I didn't buy gold. I missed this one, okay? But those are the possible areas of where I might want to see a retracement taking place on gold. So it's 24.53. It's already there. It's $24.53 per ounce, and then 24.95. How is the momentum doing here? Momentum is weakening. Okay. So far, it's not pushing higher exactly like the price. So what I would like to see is, I would like to see momentum failing to catch up with price. Even if prices went higher to 24.50, I'd like to see prices going for a retracement so we can buy gold. However, if you didn't buy gold, just don't, because you will be following the price. You might end up with the worst possible entry for a buy position on gold. If you just buy from here, okay, expecting, let's say, that it will continue higher, and then prices can continue lower, and it will be the fastest stop loss that you might have in your entire life, and it will be just crazy to do that. So don't. Okay, we missed the price. It's been going higher. Absolutely great. What are the areas of possible retracements that we can see? We have already seen that on the Fibonacci expansion. Wait for prices. When prices that makes the retracement, we will then try to buy. I'm quite here trying to compare this to our analysis on the dollar. So the dollar, remember, we said on the 1 hour time frame, we might head a little lower. This means that gold might head a hit little higher. And then if the dollar rejected the support, then gold might continue moving lower. I'm just trying to think a little bit ahead of time. And let's have a look on gold. What the oil. Okay, remember the support that we mentioned on the weekly time frame? The previous week rejected the support. We have seen a 1.7% rise on US crude oil. We previously started breaking below, and this is when I had some comments from you guys that, okay, we are breaking the support. I said, no, it's a weekly support. Wait for the weekly candle to close. It closed bullish. It rejected the support. So this is a clean price action candle here. So I think we are heading higher on the US crude oil this week. We've expected the rebound to happen from the support on the weekly. It quite happened. And right now we will be trying to look for good entries to buy US crude oil if you are not yet in. On the daily time frame, it's quite the same. However, we might see some resistance here. We will be willing to wait and see this resistance getting violated first, and then we can go higher. What's happening on the 4 hour time frame? Yeah, this is the sideways range that I would like to clear. So just remove the drawings here. Or you know what? Let's keep the target. It would be $84. And just remove this. We need to redraw them in a more clear manner. So US oil is trading between 79.90 as resistance and 76.85 as support. Clear sideways range. Okay. Are you expecting prices to move lower from here? Yes, because it's resistance. Will I short? No, I'm not, because my general bias on the weekly time frame is bullish. I'll be waiting to buy, okay? So I'll not be shorting from here because it might go a little bit and then hit my stop loss. Instead, I will wait for this downward move to finish either here near the support, here, or in the worst case scenario, here on the main support. So from here, I'll be looking for bullish price action. If not, I'll wait from here. If not, I'll wait from here. I am looking to buy US oil during this week. I'll not be shorting whatever the the chart is saying. Wait for this downward move to finish. If you are bullish on the weekly time frame, wait for your analysis to play out on the shorter time frames on the 4 hours. So yes, I'm bullish. 78.83 seems to me let me tell you something. Why don't we look at Fibonacci retracements? 50% is here. It's quite the same. Nothing interesting. 78. Okay, this is where I'll be looking at to buy US oil. 78.83, roughly. Or let's say 78.80. Oh, 788, 78.80. Yes, I'll be waiting for prices here to buy, not only buy, but buy. I mean, it's a long distance, a long target from 78.80 roughly to 84. Why is that? It's a weekly support. Remember, we have rejected. Of course, on the weekly, I believe, or the daily, we might see a bullish divergence. Not a bullish divergence, but momentum is already showing some signs of turning bullish. So from here, I'm expecting a move higher. We might see two targets before, so we can target this first, 81, 85, and then 84. I'm not trying to, again, think ahead of markets. We should wait first for the bullish price action, but I'm telling you, it might be a very good trade on USO during this week. Dow Jones is absolutely really bad. Momentum is not catching up with price. We are still having a very major bearish divergence on the weekly time frame, yet we are still breaking resistance. This, to me, is a false breakout. Okay, on the weekly. So we closed the previous week bullish, higher than the previous support. We are trading around or above 40,000 points, new all-time high. Momentum is not showing that. On the daily time frame, we also broke above resistance. Whatever the Dow Jones does, it's so late to buy, it's too early to sell. My best scenario would be a break below this point. 39,850. Okay, why is that? Because on the 1 hour time frame, or let's do it on the 4 hour, it'd be more clear. So it's a high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low, higher high. If we broke below this, this is a break of structure, and this will mean that we will be starting a downward move on the Dow Jones. So I'll be personally waiting for a break below 39,850, a break and a close. Only then I will be placing a short on the Dow Jones. It would be risky, but it would be worth it. Because if this happened, let's say we start or we short Dow Jones here. This will be the stop loss. Okay. At least the target will be here. This is at least. Of course, it will be more. So maybe I'll be targeting somewhere around here. So it's around 2-to-1 risk to reward. If you are lucky enough, we might go even lower. So it would be a good trade. Risky, but worth it. Good RR or risk to reward, and I'll be waiting for this to play out. In the meantime, if it didn't, I'll absolutely do nothing on the Dow Jones. As I said, too late to buy, too early to sell. I think that's all for today. I think we have covered pretty much the important things that we wanted to discuss. The pound yen was according to your questions. If you guys have any questions, you have 1 minute to write it down below. Please, guys, leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll be ending this session in 1 or 2 minutes. Okay, I think we don't have any questions. Let me end this session here. And now, thank you very much for attending this session today, guys. I really hope it was useful and really hope it helped you get prepared for this week. It will be a week, let's say, of 4 or 5 out of 10 of volatility expected. And I'll see you guys next week. Please trade safe. Please keep your risk to the lowest, and please stick to the risk management plan if you have any. I'll see you guys next Monday. Thank you very much for watching this, and please stay safe.